season. He's doing all right as well. He's taken his team to the tournament every single year,
including back-to-back Sweet 16s. Hancock with the set over to Scott, but that was blocked nicely by O'Connor.
And a good timeout for the Wildcats. They took a little break, they regrouped, they came out, and Lauren O'Connor has been very effective. She gives some size at 6'5", and the sophomores really started to become more consistent.
Now we get to see her serve. Hancock sets it up. And then Morgan is able to take care of Scott's attempt at a kill.
Kentucky's not the biggest blocking team, but they worked on it so many ways yesterday, and we saw because of size, they even had some big boxes where they would have their assistants step on the boxes to show the size that Penn State represents. That one's going to go against the Wildcats. They're going to say interference over the net. Just little things, they're right there, but they just got to clean them up.
Deja McClendon serving. Van Morgan, boy, that was perfectly placed for the Kentucky point.
That one worked for the Wildcats because the pass was exactly where they needed it to be. Christine Hartman knew where Zan Morgan was going to be. Perfect placement. What athleticism from Morgan.
By Ariel Scott, they got over the block.
Speaking of athleticism, right back at you, Ariel Scott. Coming into this, just 24 kills away from her 1,000th.
Penn State has gone on a couple of big runs with Gonzalez serving. And right up front, Megan Courtney with the block.
The Wildcats tried to bring Schwartzwalder around the slide, the freshman middle, and Penn State read it the entire way. What a presence by Katie Slay at 6'6".
That's off Slay for the Kentucky point.
Slay a little too far off the net that time, and definitely the wrong angle, as she was not able to come over and get her body turned so that she could press the opposite direction.
Christine Hartman with the serve. Slay has it saved by Greenberg. And Frazier could not get it over the net.
That presence by Katie Slay again at 6'6". You really do have to adjust at times to work around her. That is a big plus for Penn State to have her.
Lacey Fuller, probably the biggest character on this Penn State team, in to serve.
The Wildcats cannot believe it. They thought for certain that that one had been blocked out, and instead the officials said that it is in.
Timeout taken. We'll take a look at Lacey Fuller. Russ Rose says that he always liked to have a couple of crazy people on his team, characters, and he wouldn't tell us who the character was this year, but the Lacey Fuller definitely is one of the ones he was talking about.
Yeah, definitely. He said, you'll know who they are. I'm not even going to tell you.
We're in West Lafayette, Indiana, the home of Purdue University, and after we are finished with this Sweet 16 matchup, Purdue, which had a great upset win on the road at Florida State last week, will take on the Golden Gophers of Minnesota. Yep, 3 of our 4 teams here from the Big Ten. Look forward to that match coming up. Minnesota coached by Hugh McCutcheon, who was the U.S. Olympic team, and their U.S. Olympic team head coach, I should say, and there are the Golden Gophers. Minnesota leading and actually dominating in this series lately.
Yeah, they are. A team, though, they only faced Purdue once this season because Nebraska joining in, it kind of changed up the schedule. So it's kind of interesting because if it goes the other way and you have a Minnesota team, they've gotten 1 win. If you sweep, it's not easy to beat a team 3 times. So kind of interesting to see what Purdue can do here on their home court.
Tori Dixon, terrific presence for Minnesota. We look forward to seeing them coming up. It's going to be a good crowd, too, is starting to build here as they are trickling into Mackey Arena, where Purdue actually only played a few of their home matches here. They have another building, but one of the matches they played here this year was against Penn State. So Penn State has the advantage of at least playing here this year.
You are right. Penn State only 2 losses this season. One was at Nebraska, a 5-setter, and the other a loss to Oregon State out of the Pac-12.
Back in Chicago in early September, and there's a kill for Ashley Frazier.
The Wildcats have taken advantage of timeout situations. They get the breather, they regroup, they come out and they do something with it.
Frazier, who's already graduated in an MBA program, serves it long. They seem to keep shooting themselves in the foot just when they try to creep back into it.
Yeah, it's that fine line. If you're Craig Skinner, you want your team to be aggressive serving. You know you have to serve well. You take a few chances, but it's all about the timing of when those errors happen.
Courtney sets it up to Hancock. Fuller keeps it alive. There's a double touch, so Kentucky gets the point.
Error going against Penn State. Craig Skinner probably feeling like they were all piling up on his team. Instead, he gets one out of this one, and now the libero, Stephanie Clevefoot, second all-time in digs, almost 2,000 in her career.
Point to Penn State. O'Connor got the block, but the ball went out of bounds. Penn State got 4 points away from taking a 2-0 lead in sets in this match.
It's never easy to come back being down 0-2 if you are the Wildcats. You're going to try to go on a run and turn it around.
First time we've seen Kendall Pierce in. She served for Penn State. That one's off Fuller, so Kentucky gets the point.
Lauren O'Connor again, really keeping her team alive, able to get the side out. She's been in great position. The pass has been there, and when it's been there, she's been able to connect.
Whitney Billings, the most aces of anybody on her team this year, and back-to-back service errors here for the Wildcats.
Again, Pam, it's all about the timing. This is not where you want to take those type of chances on the serve if you're the Wildcats. A little bit risky. There's your story there. The errors. Penn State, they had, I believe, 4 in set number 1, so they've cleaned it up here in set 2.
Hancock trying to serve out this set. Penn State's best server. And their setter, Ariel Scott, sent it wide.
Just wide. If that one goes in, it was straight down by Ariel Scott. Lauren O'Connor, Coach Skinner said she's just scratching the surface as to what she's going to be able to do.
Just a sophomore. Clevefoot with a great save. That one went through the block for the Wildcat point. Kentucky only down by 2. Good contingency here from Lexington, about 4-hour drive from West Lafayette.
Beautiful defensive play in the back. The libero, Clevefoot, keeps it alive and able to get it set up. And Ashley Frazier, the senior hitter, over 1,000 kills in her career. She's already got her degree in management and marketing. Now going for her MBA. But it's been a nice, balanced team effort by the Wildcats. They have tried to go to multiple players as well. That's exactly what Penn State wanted to do coming in. You definitely don't want the other side to see a pattern of what you're trying to do. And really, I think for Russ Rose's team, it's just been about the passing. And he said, we're going to spread it out, but the first thing that has to happen, that pass has to be there. And they've had some slumps at times where they've had some struggles with the passing game.
Ariel Scott leading the way with 8 kills for Penn State. Ashley Frazier with 5 for Kentucky. Kentucky lost the first set 25-18, trying to claw their way back into this one. NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship coverage begins next Thursday, December 13th at 7 Eastern Time on ESPN2. from Louisville. Then championship coverage continues with the national championship match on Saturday the 15th at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. For more information, visit ncaa.com, your home for all 89 NCAA championships. We are assured of having a new champion this year because UCLA has been eliminated.
Well, the championships will be in Louisville. And interesting, when you talked about Kentucky, they made the bus ride here to West Lafayette, and they stopped off and had dinner at a venue where they could see the Yum Center in Louisville in hopes that they'd get a chance to maybe go back and get through these couple of games.
Another point for the Wildcats. They're only down 1.
Another timeout situation, Pam, for the Wildcats. They come out, they do something with it. If I'm Kentucky, I'm using every single timeout I got in these sets.
Kentucky fans chanting now in the stands. Ariel Scott off the block. What kept alive Clevefoot is so good back there for Kentucky. Where Penn State ultimately gets the point. You can see why Clevefoot was the 3-time Libero of the Year in the SEC.
Yeah, the only player to do that in the SEC, Lauren O'Connor, tried to do a little too much with that when it was going to be a free ball situation. She just could not get it over.
Here's Clevefoot. She's a Louisville native. Good effort by Clevefoot, but it goes out, and here's set point for Penn State.
Tough serve from Deja McClendon. Her 14th ace rather on the season.
Now McClendon serving for the set.
Kentucky goes with the substitution, try to slow things down a little bit, maybe throw the server off if they can.
That one's out, and Penn State has taken its second straight set.